Start the recording. It is currently 11:02, and I'm going to call the meeting of the CMAQ and TAP Project Selection Committee to order. As permitted by the Governor's Disaster Declaration of February 3rd, 2023, the determination has been made that an in-person meeting is not practical or prudent for this committee. To ensure a transparent and open meeting as possible, we posted the materials 1 week in advance. We will provide a recording of this meeting linked on our website, and we'll take all votes by roll call. With that, moving to the call for order. John, could you do the roll call, please?
Sure thing. If anyone is sitting in for a regular member, please state your name when I call the member's name. Darwin Burkhart, IEPA. Mark Pitstick, representing Transit.
Aye.
Mayor Grasso, representing Council of Mayors.
Here.
Chris Schmidt, IDOT.
Present.
Tom Rickert, representing counties.
Here.
Jeffrey Schreiber, CDOT.
Here.
And Doug Ferguson, CMAQ.
Here. All right. Moving on. We don't have any agenda changes or announcements. Are there any announcements from the committee members? All right. Not hearing any. We'll move on to approval of the minutes. Item 3. Draft minutes from the December 1st, 2022 meeting were included in your materials today. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved, Tom Rickert.
Thank you, Tom. Do I have a second?
Grasso.
Thank you, Mayor. Are there any changes or adjustments that need to be made to the minutes? All right. Hearing none, we have a motion on the floor. John, could you call the roll?
Mark Pitstick.
Aye.
Mayor Grasso.
Aye.
Chris Schmidt.
Aye.
Tom Rickert.
Aye.
Jeff Schreiber.
Aye.
And Doug Ferguson.
Aye. All right, the minutes passed. Moving on to programming. You may have noticed that there were no programming status sheets included in today's materials. We had an issue with ETIP and connecting in with VMIS. So we didn't run them at this point in time because we have had some obligations, but we weren't able to show them. But we will, as soon as we get that rectified, we will post this instead.
Back up a little bit so you can see us.
Just as a reminder, if everybody could remember to mute themselves when not speaking, that would be great. So with that, I'm going to move on to the programming and summary application goal.
Muted. Unmuted. Muted. Unmuted.
All right. Thank you for the mute, whoever did that on my staff. The programming summary and obligation goal was included in your materials. We have seen just under 20 million obligated this federal fiscal year so far. Most of those were into FTA transfer projects. So we're moving along. I will say staff is paying attention. If you look down at the bottom of the report, you can see how much is sitting in advanced construction. So those are projects that have started, but the obligation hasn't gone through, and it's sitting there. So it's just a little bit like close to 26 million, which is not a lot. It's sitting in AC. So if that stuff we're expecting to be converted in this fiscal year, it'll put us a little bit short of our obligation goal. However, we do expect to have some other FTA transfers for transit projects. So just wanted to make you aware of that. Nothing of concern at this point in time. Are there any questions on the programming summary and obligation report? All right, hearing none. We'll move on to project changes. I'm going to turn it over to John to go through the project change requests.
All right, included in your agenda packet are 13 project change requests. All requests are CMAQ changes today. The first request is the Elgin Bikeway Route 4. This project is programmed for $2,308,559 deferred CMAQ that is in MYB for construction. The sponsor is requesting a reinstatement of the $2,308,559 CMAQ for construction and construction engineering. The project is on target for the April lighting, and pre-final plans were submitted to IDOT in November 2022, and final plans have been submitted to IDOT on January 16th of this year. There's no right-of-way that is required on this project. Staff recommends approval of the reinstatement for the $2,308,559 CMAQ for construction and construction engineering. Any initial questions on this request? All right, getting to the next one here, we is the Central Signal System Expansion number 4. This project has $6,035,152 CMAQ in AC status for construction and construction engineering in 2022. The sponsor is requesting a cost increase of $730,000 CMAQ for construction to cover higher costs than estimated. The project was re-ranked and it remained 15th among the 2020 to 2024 signal interconnect projects, which is still ahead of 2 other signal interconnect projects that received funding in that same cycle. Staff recommends approval of the cost increase for the $730,000 CMAQ for construction. Any questions on this one? All right, so the next 11 project change requests are all grouped in signal interconnect projects that are requesting the same schedule change and are all led by IDOT. So these projects include 17th Ave from I-290 to 14th Street, 26th Street at Riverside Drive, Devon Ave from Illinois 50 to Kenton Ave, Illinois 131 at MLK Drive, Illinois 131 from Saratoga Street to Illinois 137, Illinois 43 from Armitage Ave to Illinois 64, Illinois 7 from 7th Street to Edelman Drive, US 20 from I-294 to Wolf Road, US 41 at Church Street and Church Street at Niles Center Road, US 41 at Main Street, and the last one is 79th Street from 88th Ave to Illinois 50. So the sponsor is requesting a schedule change to move up the construction funding for the 11 projects, which total $920,000 CMAQ from 2025 to 2024. And staff recommends approval of the schedule change to advance the construction from 2025 to 2024 on all of the 11 projects. Any questions on this one or any of the ones before you?
Yeah, John, what was the total amount of the IDOT projects that are moving up?
Yep, so it would be $920,000 moving out of 2025 and moving into 2024.
Okay. No,
Rickert,
oh, sorry, Tom.
yeah, I was going to say that Rickert moves to approve all 11 projects.
Thank you, Tom. Is there a second? I see the mayor's thumb.
Yeah, Gary Grosso, second.
All right. Is there any further discussion? John, I'm just curious, the last one in the IDOT, the 79th Street, in the memo lists 920,000, but I think that's the total that you just gave. I'm just wanting to make sure that we're presenting the actual amount correctly.
Yep, let me just double check here. So You are correct. It looks like there might have been an error in the sheet, so we will edit that and make sure everyone has a chance to receive a updated copy. In the meantime, let me see if I can get a new amount here quickly.
I guess I need to also correct my motion. I guess there's 13 total projects, my mistake. So all 13 projects, including the 11 IDOT, and as well as the Elgin and the DuPage County project. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Tom.
I second as amended.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, as John looks that up, the cost for the one project, is there any other questions or discussion on any of these changes as recommended? All right.
So the total cost is going to be $2,547 CMAQ.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense.
Yes, and my apologies.
All right. So we have a motion on the table for approval. Modifying the total amount to meet that just over 2 million for the signal interconnects moving from 2025 to 2024. John, do you want to call the roll?
Sure thing. Mark Pitstick? Mayor Grasso?
Aye.
Chris Schmidt? Tom Rickert?
Aye.
Aye, sorry, double muted.
You're all good. Jeff Schreiber?
Aye.
And Doug Ferguson?
Aye. All right, the project changes are approved. Moving right along, to the 2024 to 2028 program development. As I hope all of you know, the call for projects is open, and staff did conduct 2 webinars in the month of January. Those recordings are available on the Call for Projects website, which is on the screen in front of you. With that being said, we've got about 24 projects that have currently started applications in our ETIP system. We do expect that to ramp up in the next week or so as we get closer to the review deadline or the submittal deadline for PL review. But all the applications in their entirety are due by March 10th. Any questions about the current call for projects? Mark, I think I see your hand raised. I apologize.
Yeah, I have a question. It's not about the current call, it's about future calls. I was not participating in the SDP meeting, which probably was before this.
Yeah.
I understand that there was some discussion of some major schedule changes of some programs, might have been SDP, a major calendar change. Is that likely to impact the CMAQ program also?
Yes. So in trying to line up things with the meeting approvals and avoiding the federal fiscal year changeover, we're pushing, and this is going to start with the local SDP call that'll occur next year. It'll actually move it up 3 months. So instead of having the call for projects starting in January of 2025, it'll be October of 2024. So it'll be like applications will be due between October and December, with final approval coming in June, the June MPO policy committee meeting.
Okay, and the reason I ask is that we, the RTA has a little process we do with communities, our access to transit program to help communities advance such projects, and we do sort of a pre-call and work with communities to try to bundle those together. So that would impact our schedule. So I just want to make sure we know about that well in advance so we can do that. I for some reason I thought maybe there was going to be a call starting next year in 2023, but if it's 2024, we probably have some time then to make those adjustments. So.
Yeah, the call that'll start in October of 2023 is actually the Council of Mayors, their local SDP.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's what there was some confusion on that. Okay, thank you.
Not a problem.
So, but that will likely change our schedule a couple months early the next time we have a call in less year and a half ish. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Any other questions about the current call? All right, hearing none. Other business. Is there any other business that committee members wish to bring before?
I have a question about maybe the next topic about the next meeting. I understand the governor has rescinded his emergency order or something. Is that likely to impact our meetings, next meeting, or?
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up under the next item, but like we definitely can talk about it. So the governor has indicated that he will not continue to do the disaster declarations. I think it'll end officially May 11th. So our next meeting is scheduled for April. So in all likelihood, we'll conduct it online, similar to this one. But the July meeting will likely need to be in person for committee members. Unless there's a change to the Open Meetings Act allowing quorum based upon participation online, we'll probably need to be in person. Our plan is to do a hybrid meeting so that other individuals, members of the audience, can still participate online, but committee members are likely going to need to be in person at the CMAQ offices.
Thank you, Doug.
Yep, not a problem. And of course, we'll share more details as we figure those out. All right, if there's no other business, moving on to public comment. We did not receive any public comment in advance of today's meeting. If there's anybody in the audience that wishes to address the committee, please unmute yourself and identify yourself. And you could also indicate in the chat function if you wish to address the committee as well. All right, I'm not seeing anything in the chat and nobody's unmuting themselves, so I'm assuming there's no one. Moving on, item 9, next meeting. As I previously mentioned, our next meeting is scheduled for April 13th. We do anticipate that this will be a hybrid meeting, or not a hybrid, but a virtual meeting as well. But we'll let you know if that should change, but I don't think so. And then I don't think there's any other business before the committee. So I'm willing to entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved. Christopher Ida.
Thank you, Chris.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor. And we can just do a voice vote for this. All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right. With that, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.